Hello everybody, this is TerraXT. I did not expect to have a weekly update, but apparently I do. I had a little bit of time and did a little bit of work. Um, Going down through my dev log, basically I worked on some, I watched some videos on building tutorials in Unreal Engine and snapping and so forth. I found two sets that seemed to fit what I needed. I knew one wasn't perfect. So anyhow, I implemented both systems and I'm going to take pieces and bits and bobs from each one and combine them into something really usable. Um, so anyhow, let me get right into this. I usually log in right off the bat because I know you don't want to hear me talking without seeing something. So I did add some roaming to my mobs. I don't know if I did that last week or not, but they roam. The portal still works. Still got a little guard shack there, which is like a test bed area. So let's see if I can remember my keys. The first system that I implemented was this building system, which is it's got checks to see if it's actually touching something, which I really like the checks. You'll notice I've got collision turned on so you can see them. Um, so anyhow, the world doesn't save these objects currently. Um, so that's a thing. So let's go ahead and put down a foundation and then we can switch to walls and we can put down some walls. And that's one of the problems is that wall now is a ghost. That's a problem with this system alone. And I couldn't manage to resolve it because the server's having a hard time placing those. Um, so be that as it may, that's part of the reason why I ditched this concept with all this collision, because you can see all these boxes colliding with everything, and if I try to place something and I run over here, I can actually push mobs around. It's the collision concept isn't good. Little sword I added, a balloon sword. I found it on the marketplace. Thought it was kind of funny, so added it in. So anyhow, this building system, while it does function, I can do ceilings too. It's basically the same model. I didn't change it. These require me to actually model the things myself, and I can't use pre-made structures, and I can't cycle through them. It's a pain in the butt. And also, what you'll notice is, well, you may not notice, this is these are different actors, two different actors, and I'm replacing when I place a wall, I'm actually replacing the collision box on this one actor, which is the floor, what is it? The floor, the foundation, with replacing it with a wall. Good grief, these guys just won't leave me alone, will they? Um, so this is not a perfect setup because if I wanted to edit this wall, it's part of this mesh, and it just becomes a big problem. And then there's the whole collision thing, which I don't like. Um, and it affects mobs too, so they have a problem with it. So anyhow, I'm going to go over here somewhere and demo the second system, which I like the system itself better. So this is the second system that I put in place. All right. So I can put down foundations, and actually the controls for it are a lot easier, but there's no collision detection. So I can put odd structures like this, and that's not necessarily a good thing. If I wanted, I could overlap the floors. That's not really a good thing. So I don't like that aspect of the system, but I'm going to use some of the collision detection of the other system to incorporate into this. So anyhow, let's move away here and let's actually give you a good demonstration of this system. So let's go ahead and place some floors. And it snaps based on where you're looking at on the other one. So if I'm looking here, and it also doesn't recognize there's already a floor there, so let me keep placing floors, which is not a good thing either. That collision detection is really important. But if I'm looking at that square and I'm looking on this angle of it, or if I'm looking at this angle, it actually snaps it to that square. I like this system a little bit better. So anyhow, we can also cycle through parts, which that's like a ramp that I put in there. So let's just go ahead and put out a ramp. Put it right there. Oh goodness, if I can just get it to snap. The ramp is something new that I added in, and it's a little bit problematic, but that's okay. I'm not too worried about that. That's just a ramp. Then we also have the ability to put walls. And what I like about this system is I can actually put a wrong button. I can put walls in place and I can cycle through them as well. So if I want a window here, I can put a window here. I can put oh, I gave myself a flashlight, so just for this purpose. I can put some windows in, and if I want, I can actually put in doors too. Um, so, and then we can switch back to what is it, floors, and ceilings are also floors, so I can put those in pretty seamlessly. I like the way that these go on. It's kind of clean and just works. There's going to be some cleanup on the meshes, but generally they work pretty good. So this is a good starting point. Man, put a wall there. I'm not closing it in. I'm not making a fancy schmancy building or anything like that, but as you can, it's nighttime. I wish I had gotten to this a little bit sooner because my flashlight's not that bright. Let me go ahead and restart the game real quick here. I should just set it to static day for these demonstrations now that I've already demonstrated the nighttime system. So basically we can put down a building. Let's go ahead and put a legit building. And then we can switch over to wall mode and put down some walls here. You can build off of walls as well. I don't know if I'll be able to get that one without building a wall over here somewhere. Because of how I clipped it, that's going to be a pain. I can rotate it too. But like I said, there's no snapping and collision detection, so it's just going to rotate it and place it wherever I rotate it to, and it does keep the rotation. But let's go ahead and this is going to look like a mess because of the way I did my walls. I built it in a bad spot. Yeah, I'm really good at these demonstrations, huh? Let's see. Let's see if we can snap a frame in there and then switch this over to a wall. Snap that guy in. Let's put some ceilings in. Yeah, like I said, the placement of these is not that great because of the collision, but I'm working on that. And I didn't build lighting, so lighting doesn't look that great. But at any rate, here we go. We got a basic rudimentary structure that I built, and you can actually you can walk on them. I can walk up here to the second level, and if I wanted to, I could go back in and start putting walls again. So it's a starting point. I've got a lot of work to do on this because it can actually it doesn't have a lot of checks in place. So obviously this is a bit exploity and does need some work. Like I can box him in, box these guys in. And if it was saving it on the server, that'd be a bit of a problem. I could just build wherever I wanted. And if I wanted to, I think I can actually build up. I figured it out earlier and I had it actually building straight up in the air, which is kind of funny. I think is it this way? No. I don't know. I got it to actually build up and I was like, holy shit, I can build a ladder. But you can see that, I'm making some progress. I've got, some stuff in play with the walls and stuff like that. And the walls are kind of handy because if you're building like walls to a castle or something like that, they just snap together. They're not snapping to the ground. I'm not sure how I'm going to work that out, but you can build a secondary wall that goes underground and actually blocks off that spot. But that's a lot of materials you'd end up using just to block off a little spot. I think I just need to work on these models a little bit better so that there's the walls for a castle clip through the ground. Maybe I'll make a foundation that you can build on. I'm not really sure how I'm going to do it. Foundations were introduced in H1Z1, where you built a foundation after the server restart. You were able to actually build on it. Well, I won't have to wait until a restart, but sorry, I was checking my microphone there. But I will be able to build. Um, and I thought I had some snapping there, which was kind of interesting. Um, but I do want to restrict where you can build, and I think foundations are a good solution to that. So you can build like a 4x4 or an 8x8 foundation. It'll actually solve the clipping into the ground problem because everything will be uniform and start on those foundations, and you can only build on those foundations. Those foundations would have ownership, and if they're attached to another one, they would have ownership as well. And you could set permissions on that. Um, which would allow you to build, a nice little structure, and you could build like ramps or ground to connect the different levels. If it's unlevel terrain, you could build a foundation here, do a ramp up, and build another foundation up higher that connects to the ground. I'm hoping to do that anyhow. So we'll see where this lands. This is the building functionality that I like. There's no UI with it. I want to actually have a UI so that you can enter building mode, and you can, right now I've got them like page up and page down, switches, cycles through the different models. I want to have that so it's more of a scroll wheel and you can scroll, but right now that's controlling my zoom because I don't have any controls in place to stop you from zooming. So yeah, there's some work to be done there. Let's see what else. I put in the stupid little sword, and I think I did something else this week. I did some basic cleanup on stuff that, whatever. So that's really all I've got. It's kind of exciting because we do have a snapping building system in the works. Um, I just got a lot of work to do to get the collision of the one system working with the building functionality of this system so that things snap to the ground and work properly, and you can't build on pre-existing objects that'll turn red and won't let you build there. So, there's some checks and balances that need to be put in place. And I like that from the other system. I just don't like the way that it snaps. So that's all I got for now. I hope you guys have a great weekend. And hopefully I'll get my heater fixed soon and be able to do some more work. Take care. Bye.